Trump might have just sent his most deranged fundraising email to date. He threatens to send ICE after supporters unless they give him money and prove their citizenship. No, I'm not kidding.
If I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's a pretty... I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well.
No, you read the video title correctly. Trump is now threatening his supporters with ICE if they don't follow his instructions. And of course, those instructions are, give me your data, give me your money. I mean, it's Trump. What else would it be? Trump really has no shame. Begging for money and online interactions like that is absolutely humiliating. And on an unrelated note, please like and subscribe. There's no ceiling to Trump's massive, inflated, empty head. There's no depth he won't fill his diaper to. Donald Trump has decided the world must pay for making him Donald Trump. And the latest people in his crosshairs are his supporters. That's right, another shocking case of the leopard eating the sheep that voted for him. And this is a big old bone-idle, bone-spurs leopard. And his hunger is bottomless. Now, this is a smaller but shocking news story that most of you probably haven't heard because you have a good education. You have a good education, so you probably wouldn't do something incredibly dumb like, say, sign up for Donald Trump's mailing list. But there's people out there who never got an education, whose family tree is more like a family bush, and those types of people happily sign up to get Trump's mind-meltingly stupid emails sent directly to them. Trust me when I say these are Olympic-level stupid. But this new one takes the cake. He threatens his supporters with ICE. Check it out. All right, Donald Trump impression incoming. It's very bad. Are you an illegal alien? That's the subject line of this email. Imagine volunteering to get this fucking tripe in your fucking inbox. Are you an illegal alien? From Donald J. Trump. Subject, you're a fucking rube. Sorry, I mean, are you an illegal alien? This is where it really goes crazy. I reached out last week about my citizens-only survey. Your file says you're a top MAGA patriot. But my records to my survey still say, response pending. Don't tell me you're an illegal alien. That cannot be true. Little Trump T-Rex hands. This is your final moment to prove me wrong. Please, please. Are you a proud American citizen, or does ICE need to come and track you down? Take citizens only survey. It's not even worth a terrible impression of. I mean, it's obviously it's not funny at all. It really isn't funny at all. I mean, look at this shit. Are you a proud American citizen, or does ICE need to come and track you down? Yeah, because there's no other category of human beings in America that would be allowed to not be harassed by ICE. It's either citizen or ICE harasses you. That's it. What even is a visa? Now, the website that archives these god-awful emails, and I feel so sorry for the people that run this website and the servers that have to host this bullshit, but it doesn't actually include the link. They've tried to save us from that punishment, but I'm going to show you anyway. So basically, whenever you click one of these links, it takes you to donaldjtrump.com. Donald J. Trump's in his nappy.com. And the thing about these I like is that at the bottom it always says paid for by Never Surrender Inc., not authorized by any candidate or candidate's authorized committee. It's like, really, it's not authorized by any candidate, even though it goes to Donald J. Trump's personal website. So if you go to this cursed website, you're immediately met with a pop-up asking you to reaffirm your subscription to Trump. Wait, are you still MAGA? Don't forget to reaffirm membership to MAGA in 2026. Because nothing says this isn't a cult like the blatant use of religious wording like affirmations. Reaffirm your subscription to Christ. Just 100 Hail Marys a month. Subscribe now and get the first month for just one Hail Mary. Or get an annual subscription for a one-time fee of 100 Hail Marys. And when you click this disgusting I'm an idiot sucker in a cult button, this membership actually just takes you straight to a shop page for merch. The message is clear. If you want to be a member of Trump's flock, give him your money. So of course, the reason for getting them to click the link in that awful ICE email is number 1 for money, and number 2 for data. 1 for the money and 2 for the data, and 4 for the fucking show. God damn it. And realistically, in the society we live in, number 2 is just number 1 with extra steps. Money. It's all about money. Think about that for a second. A sitting president is threatening his supporters of his own private goon squad if they don't send him money. We used to have a word for that in America until the bowels of hell opened. Trump got elected, and suddenly the idea of our leaders having to follow the law became a laughably naive and quaint view of a utopian society we're simply not allowed to live in. And I'm not just being snarky, there are serious questions about the legality of this email. Donald Trump doing something illegal? In the same way that there are serious questions about the legality of Trump being a free man, the legality of Trump filling his nappy in historic protected American buildings, the legality of anything Trump does in general. Much like his diaper, it's another example of Trump flooding the zone, doing so much wrong at once, all the time, that it becomes almost impossible to push back. But before he floods his diaper again, let's just look at this. Is it legal? Whilst campaign rhetoric is often protected by free speech, this email has raised serious ethical, legal, and political questions, as is any email Trump's ever sent, but I continue, particularly because it connects a campaign donation/survey to the actions of a federal law enforcement agency. Yeah. Coercion and misuse of power. Legal analysts and critics argue the email crosses the line into coercive, intimidating behavior. Crosses the line. It's Trump. It shits all over it. Constitutional issues. The Fourth Amendment prohibits unreasonable searches and seizures, and immigrations are not legally authorized to target U.S. citizens or lawful residents based solely on their failure to complete a survey. I know AI sucks, but sometimes it's fun getting AI to sort of do unwilling snark, because AI is like, well, no, of course it's not legal to threaten people with eyes if they don't do a survey. What are you talking about? That would be a batshit banana republic. And it's like, yeah, Gemini, yeah. And guess what? The guy who made you voted for this, or he supports this, you fucking idiot. Unsurprisingly, this isn't the only Trump email that's gone viral for being batshit insane. Again, it would be most of them, but most recently, one went viral for talking about Trump's mortality, which obviously is usually a favorite topic of people on the other side of the spectrum. But Trump leaned into it, probably for sympathy, but probably also because he actually is thinking about this stuff. But the email was completely unhinged and insane. Look at this. Subject: I want to try and get to heaven. Yes, Trump, you want to try and get to heaven. That's very nice. And most teenage boys want to try and put their own dick inside their mouth. But some things just aren't happening, mate. The email continues. Chris, this wasn't to me. Let's just move on. Idiotic subscriber number 452. I want to try and get to heaven. Last year, I came millimeters from death when that bullet pierced through my skin. My triumphant return to the White House was never supposed to happen. But I believe that God saved me for one reason: to make America great again. I wasn't supposed to beat crooked Hillary in 2016, but I did. I wasn't supposed to secure the border and build the greatest economy in history, but I did. So now, I have no other choice but to answer the call to duty. I can't do it alone. Chris, you've been with me for everything. I don't like this email. I didn't like this email already. I especially hate it now. Let's keep going. You were there when they launched the Russia hoax. The first impeachment, the second impeachment, the rigged 2020 election, the raid on Mar-a-Lago, the arrest and mugshot at the Fulton County Jail, the removal from the CO ballot, the sham cases in D.C./FL/New York/D.C., the first assassination attempt, the second assassination attempt, and so much more, so much more. He acknowledges. It's funny how no other politician, even the real pieces of shit, even the biggest Republicans, ever had this much stuff happen to them. Maybe it's almost like you're the problem. Maybe if you think everyone else in the world is being unfair to you, perhaps you're the asshole. But he hasn't got the emotional intelligence or personal capacity to think about stuff like that. He's a narcissist, and narcissists always play the victim. Now, I could read you the rest of this email, but I don't hate you, so I won't do that. But I will read you the end, because that's the most relevant bit. This is our moment to show the world that we will never back down and never give an inch and never surrender in our fight to save this country. That's why I've launched a 24-hour Trump fundraising blitz, and I'm asking everyone to chip in $15 to make it one for the record books. If you're with me all the way to the end, join with millions of your fellow patriots by chipping in $15 to keep the wins rolling in. What wins, Donald? What wins? This is how you know it's a cult, because these people would literally be in the mud, no healthcare, watching Donald Trump fart piles of gold onto them while he laughs, and their child is dying from cholera and measles, whatever else they didn't get vaccinated for, and they'll still be like, here's my last $15, sir. Keep winning. But it is nice to know that there isn't just everybody else in the world who's thinking about when Trump will make that great, fabled, big, beautiful journey to the afterlife. Donald Trump is actually too. He didn't just talk about it in the email. He actually talked about it on video, which is crazy.
I want to end it. We're not losing American lives. We're not losing American soldiers. We're losing Russian and Ukrainian, mostly soldiers. Some people, as missiles hit wrong spots or get lobbed into cities like Kiev and towns. But, if I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole. But if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons. Well, I think I saved a lot of lives with India, Pakistan. They were going at it. The planes were being shot down. That was going to be maybe a nuclear war.
I don't know what to say to that, but yeah. Trump is thinking about his own mortality, and he's aware he's not going to heaven. A rare moment where his dementia peels back some of the bullshit and he tells it kind of like it is. It's just like his McDonald's habit. Trump is always biting off more than he can chew. Even he seemingly knows that him getting into heaven is more of a stretch than him fitting into his Depends each morning. I mean, there are some religious scholars out there who say that God has actually gotten rid of the Ten Commandments, and now he simply just says, "Thou shalt not be Donald Trump." I'm British Chris, and this is Raw America.